Think this through. Your words are weapons. Can't you see what you do, girl? Know you fine. Why you have to be so tough? Why you gotta be so tough? Got your own, but can tell you need some love. Yeah. Feels like I've known you, girl, all my life. When I'm with you, nothing else matter, you know that. Nothing else matter, don't go back. I don't they wait on you for too long, but I want you. Them go tell you you should fall back. Deep inside you know that I go make you go lovey-dovey. Your body on me make you go lovey-dovey. Yeah, make you go lovey-dovey. Your body on me make you go lovey-dovey. Yeah, she turn it up like a radio. 10 out of 10, that's my baby, oh. Knows how to make me go crazy, oh. Hey, my baby is something. Rolling her eyes just to let me know. Sometimes we argue like here we go. When we make up, it's a movie, though. Hey, I can never get enough, babe. Feels like I've known you, girl, all my life. When I'm with you, nothing else matter, you know that. Nothing else matter, don't go back. I don't they wait on you for too long, but I want you. Them go tell you you should fall back. Deep inside you know that I go make you go lovey-dovey. Your body on me make you go lovey-dovey. Yeah, make you go lovey-dovey. Your body on me make you go lovey-dovey. Yeah. Oh, my babe goes lovey-dovey. Yeah. Oh, my babe goes lovey-dovey when I'm around you. Come on. Yeah. When I'm around you, girl. Make you go lovey-dovey. Your body on me make you go lovey-dovey. Yeah, make you go lovey-dovey. Your body.
I say this with love because I have realized some truths. I am not intimidating, you're intimidated. There's a difference. I don't take up too much space, you're just used to people playing small. My inner light is not too bright, you're just used to dimming your own. I am not mean nor aggressive, I am honest and assertive, and that makes you uncomfortable. And I do not make you uncomfortable. My presence challenges your comfort. All of that is yours. I will not be less for you to feel better about yourself. Own your stuff.
No, it's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit, and that's all.
Hello. First of all, MsHesterpayne and I literally thought that the podcast had started. I don't know why I did not hit the button to go live. We literally did a whole 10-minute podcast introduction, and then I was like, "Holy shit!" The podcast has not started, so we had to restart the podcast. We apologize, but good morning, happy Easter to everybody. Ramadan Kareem to all of those who are observing Ramadan, and happy Easter to those who are observing Easter. Obviously, I'm just dying laughing because we had done a whole thing, but I want to say happy birthday to MsHesterpayne. Not MsHesterpayne, Miss Viv.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Okay.
No, Miss Viv. I'm gonna say happy birthday to Miss Viv, and to say happy birthday to everybody who is celebrating birthdays that we don't know of. Also, while we are on kind of just like giving people their flowers, I want to say that our condolences to a squaddie who passed away a few weeks ago. If you're the praying type, please try to pray for her and her family, and just give her family your loving, prayerful support. And I don't even know what we talked about, but at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. Michelle's not going to be here today. She has some stuff going on. Oh, Black Queen, happy birthday to you too. But Michelle is not going to be here today, so I just want to say it's just me and MsHesterpayne today, and we're going to have fun. And also, I want to let you guys know that on Thursday we did make some changes on our page. We all our video, we have 230 videos on our page, but they're not going to be available readily. It's only certain people who can see the videos, that the past videos that we've done. You will be able to see about 12 videos on our page, and that's it. But the videos are still available. It's just available to certain people. And so no worries there. We did that. We knew that YouTube was coming down the pike with their new regulations. I want to see a show of hands from people if you noticed that there is a change in the way YouTube is now handling anti-Meghan accounts. Do you guys have you guys seen anything? I want to see like a heart, like say, put a hat. I just wanted, because if you search Meghan Markle on YouTube right now, you will not get any of those hate channels, and there are more stringent rules that YouTube is going to be putting in place, that YouTube has put in place, and so there is a change there. It's a work in progress, and I have to say that it's interesting. YouTube, the powers to be at YouTube did not realize how bad things were. They did not realize just how awful things were. And they did not realize that. And so on Tuesday and Wednesday, they were made very much directly, the senior VP for policy, YouTube policy and hate, was made aware directly. And there were, a lot of evidence and information. And just so you guys know, like, my understanding is that YouTube the senior VP for policy and hate was embarrassed, to be honest. It's Kenneth Ash. It's not that you look at it, but when you search on YouTube, even no matter how much you don't look at hate channels, they serve it up to you. Now it's not served up to you, and you're not going to get recommended hate channels after you watch a good Meghan video by a good account. You're not going to get served up hate anymore. So, but they put out a how do I say it, like a statement. So I have to say that the higher ups at YouTube did not. They I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I think that the good thing is, which sucks because the subway shooting happened, and when things were brought to their attention because of the subway shooter, it was like, holy shit. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're making progress. Why do these 8 channels exist at all? I don't know. I mean, you gotta ask YouTube. But the problem is, I think people, and I'm not making excuses for YouTube. YouTube, people watch billions of hours of content on YouTube, and YouTube has to straddle the line between free speech and what constitute hate speech. And while we may think that in our world, like, Meghan is like, she's the biggest fish, sometimes they are not looking at it that way, right? So because there are other things that YouTube is trying to battle on the platform. Again, it doesn't excuse anything, and they're a tech company. They can build algorithms to kind of suppress these types of channels and keep them off. And also, those algorithms that they create also affect positive channels like ours or any other Harry and Meghan type support channels. So while they might take down the anti-Meghan channel, that those algorithms is now used to take down even supportive channels, because there are certain things that there's only so much an algorithm can do, a robot can do. And YouTube does not have billions of people or millions of people employed to really just only focus on hate hate speech. So it's just not feasible. Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, like it's not the advertisers, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of it that there's a lot of thought, there's a lot of uh, I would say like things that goes into all of this. So I don't know all the ins and out. I don't work at YouTube. I don't work at Google. I don't know anything about all that. But I have to say that at least they are right now they're making strides, and we can't be like, oh well, we only got 1/3 of what we think we should get. We want the whole thing. Yeah, we have to kind of crawl before we walk and run. So this is, let's keep pushing, let's keep complaining, and hopefully at some point YouTube will see that maybe there's no need for these channels, and just understand though, when you guys do that, that it also will take down positive channels about Harry and Meghan, because there's no way the algorithm is not going to be able to get it right all the time. So just understand that, and as long as you guys understand that, then that's fine. Is Professor in here? I don't see him. All right, well, I'm gonna move on. And MsHesterpayne is here with us, and I think, did she say hi? I don't know. I didn't. We we kind of like did a whole podcast for 10 minutes before this one. Anyway, MsHesterpayne.
Hello, dears. I am here. Pleased to be here on this glorious Sussex Sunday, celebrating with everyone, whether you're celebrating, as Tina said, Easter, Ramadan, or just a happy, hopefully beautiful, peaceful Sunday wherever you are at. I'm here for the podcast.
Yeah.
Now, are you hearing any feedback?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's time and need to stay on top of this channel. Stop them before they start. I mean, you can't really stop a channel before it starts if you don't know what the channel is going to be about. So at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I think that people, as you see those channels or those videos, just continue to report them. And they're taking it seriously right now. So like, just continue to report them and just let them know that, something is off here.
Yeah, I think you've made a good point, though. I think there's a difference between having, excuse me for 1 second.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think there's a difference because people don't understand that, there is a double-edged sword here, and that's fine for us. Like,
Yeah, I can jump in. Sorry. I think that it's okay not to like someone, you know what I'm saying, or to be critical of someone. I think that, hate speech, though, as we know, is very different, and there are ways to define it. And it's the monetizing of it that's a problem. If
hmm
you, I mean, there are celebrities I don't like. I'm certainly not going to sit though and devote hours to talking about them and building a whole channel. But you know, that's not even the problem. I mean, that happens, and I can certainly see people wanting, for whatever reason, people like to be around people who share similar interests with them. It's when you're it's like the whole situation with Cardi B and the blogger. You don't like Cardi B, that's fine. But you legally cannot sit up here and slander this woman. It's like she crossed the line. She told lies that she knew were untrue simply for the sake of getting engagement. And so now she's going to have to pay the price for this. Whether these derangers believe the, idiocy that they spew, and some of them we know truly do, or whether they know this is just fake and I'm just doing this so that I can have more followers and engagement, it doesn't matter. Like they're crossing a line, and YouTube should not allow them to profit from it. If you want to be hateful and broke, knock yourself out, okay? But you should not be able to, nobody should reward you for that hate. I think that's the problem that a lot of people have.
Yeah, I mean, when YouTube found out that somebody quit their job and was making $1.3 million on their platform solely to hate on a black woman, you should it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. So, and then again, it sucks, but like that subway shooter thing kind of solidified for YouTube um that okay, they need to do something. So, all right, MsHesterpayne, you wanted to talk about something. We were talking about it on the podcast that just it
Mhm.
was just you and me. um
Well,
let's let's start with what was it that we were talking about? About
the visit to the UK.
yeah.
So yeah, like look, that's his grandmother. She doesn't seem to be long for this world. So, certainly admirable of him, and especially Meghan, although Meghan has made it clear she bears no ill will towards the Queen. In fact, seems to have a fondness for her. To even step foot on that dusty, dirty island, they must have felt completely secure that, there would be, no problems with them meeting up with her. I think it's really sad that you have to arrange a visit in such a way that, your physical and mental well being is about, keeping details of the visit hidden from people,
Yeah.
but good for them. And, like I said on Twitter, to me, this says nothing about Elizabeth because, I was in a couple spaces and listening, and some people were, suddenly like very pro Elizabeth, and like, oh, yeah. It's like, no, she's still the same rotten to the core piece of trash she's always been. Um, this is again about Harry and Meghan being decent individuals. It says nothing about her. It gives her no shine in my eyes. It does not redeem or excuse any of her behavior or lack of behavior, her lack of action, which saw a woman suicidal while pregnant, saw her blood relative exiled and feeling hopeless and helpless while his family tormented him and his wife. So, yeah, good for them that they were able to visit her, hopefully before she goes off to the great beyond. Um, but again, it doesn't excuse anything that has happened in the last 5, 6 years.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that whole thing, like, I'm happy that, they, like you said, it just speaks to who Harry and Meghan are, and it's a testament to just their decency, and you kind of you brought that up, and it was pretty clear that I don't even know what to say because the way I don't care about these people, it's I don't know. I can't stand them. I can't stand, that family. I just think that whatever. Elizabeth can do all the stuff she wants to do, not my problem. And I'm over all of it. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just too harsh. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm feeling, if that makes sense. I don't know how to feel. And more power to Harry and Meghan for um at least, recognizing that, sometimes you just have to like ignore these people and do what works for you. And can we talk about the fact that they said over and over again how Meghan would not step foot into the country and blah, blah, blah. And she's not coming. I mean, they were predicting all kinds of stuff. And here we are. They were saying how she's not going, they're not like, why should I can't even remember all the stuff that these people put out there. To be honest with you, like, I'm so over this country. Like, I'm over the British press. I'm over their nonsense. I'm over like the family. I'm over talking about what is going on there because I just feel like it's not helpful. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but what I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
get it. I get it. It seems like Harry and Meghan and the Sussex squad too are so beyond the British royal family at this point. Like they're yesterday's news, you know. But it's like the whole thing. That's what this week has been about to me. Just like a
yeah.
real celebration of the fact, like, you know what? We're in a different chapter now. Like that chapter is beyond. But, we're all petty enough to still enjoy the fact that
Hmm.
the royal rats were completely, if anybody had any doubt, and we didn't. When I say we, I'm using the Sussex squad collectively. If anybody had any doubt that these people know absolutely fucking nothing, okay?
Yeah.
They, like you said, their whole narrative, Meghan will never step foot back in here. They're already talking about, oh, Harry and Meghan disrespecting this, disrespecting that. They couldn't come back to this. They couldn't come back for that. And it's like the whole time they're in the fucking dirty ass, dusty ass island, and you don't even know. Like they're right there, dumbasses, and you don't even know. And this changes nothing because, as he said, my family is not coming here if I don't feel safe, if I don't have the security. He didn't come there and, there are conflicting reports. Some people want to say, oh, they were there for a couple days or some shit like that. And then you hear they were literally there for a couple of hours. That's it, like
Hours.
a
They were there
layover.
for a couple of
Yeah,
hours.
I don't think they spent the night at all. I think
Eh,
they wouldn't even dare to do that. I think it was literally a layover, okay? And then they
Yeah.
left. And
Yeah.
again, we don't know that for sure, and we don't need to know that because it's none of our business. I'm sure they don't want us to know that. And I'm not thanking anybody involved with that dusty, dirty ass institution for helping to pull the visit off. Fuck all of them, always, forever. Okay. If they had a moment of decency in 6 years of indecency, who cares? Okay. For Harry and Meghan's sake, when the old lady is face down, 6 feet under, they can say, well, we saw her before she left. So I'm happy for them. And hopefully, we can just move forward.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and also I think it's pretty clear that and this is one thing that we can be observers. I know the British press and a lot of people here like to listen to the British press and like to, take some of the stuff. I don't know why. Take some of the stuff that they say and like, oh, and then like get mad about it. Harry said when he released his what they call that thing, statement, that he was not going to his grandfather's memorial thing. He said he hopes to visit his grandmother privately soon. So he said that in that comment. They left that part out. The only people who posted it was like Omid and I think one other person who posted that comment. But he said it in his press release that he hopes to see his grandmother
Yeah,
soon, and
I
he
saw
said
that.
privately. And so everyone keeps not listening to Harry and Meghan, to include their fans, because some of their fans don't listen to them. You know, they never said they weren't coming. They said they will come. Um, they will see her privately, and I took that to mean that Harry and Meghan are done with dealing with these people on a public fashion, meaning like um um meaning that all these people who keep thinking that Harry and Meghan are going to show up at the Jubilee and be on the
Yeah,
um
no.
on
Mm-mm.
the yeah, like there's it's not gonna I don't see it happening. You know, like I honestly see them on that Jubilee stage. And also Harry said that he's not going to bring his family, you know, because he doesn't feel like they're safe, because Harry didn't say he's not coming or that Meghan wouldn't come. He doesn't want to put his kids in a situation that it jeopardizes them. And as we now know, you know, most likely um they they didn't bring the kids. And maybe they brought the kids, but they had to sneak into the country. You know what I mean? Like they had to sneak into the country and to come in. Like this man served the, his country, and they have to sneak in. They have to come in to protect their family.
Right.
Like just think about that. This man served this country. He fought um and to protect his family. And like he had to sneak in. He has to bring his like he can't just come to the country that he fought for. Make that make sense. You know, tell me how, you know, like this makes sense. That this man cannot even just come to the country that he put his life on the line to protect and serve. You know, and these people are just like crazy. They say Harry and Meghan are yeah, and also let's also talk about the fact that Charles is trying to insert himself into all of this, right? So Charles is trying to make it seem like he was part of this whole thing when Harry and Meghan released a statement and they said they came to see the grandmother. They never mentioned Charles.
Yeah.
And Charles is always using his children for PR. And it's dumb. It's like it doesn't like I don't know. I just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mm.
I just don't care about these people, and I feel bad because I should care because I'm here doing this podcast and you guys, this is what you guys want to hear. But you know, like at the end of the day, Meghan and Harry went to visit the old lady. Good for
Right.
them. And you know, bravo Zulu to them. But I mean, they were saying your royal family will be relieved if Harris, the Duke of Sussex, don't come to Phillips. And then when they didn't come, they made a big deal. Oh, Harry faces lifetime regret for missing. Like literally, they said the royal family would be relieved if they don't come. And then in the same paper, Harry faces a lifetime of regret for missing his grandfather. Harry will be a distraction at Prince William Memorial. Oh, the British public are disappointed that Harry didn't attend. It's like, what is it? What do you guys want? It's there's nothing that makes sense for them. And so it doesn't matter. Even now with Harry and Meghan, and shout out to Josephine for always screenshot, because sometimes I don't know how Josephine does this shit where she screenshots everything. But here, right here, they're like all exclusive. Everyone is claiming an exclusive. There's no exclusive if Harry and Meghan spokespeople announce that they like put it out there, you know,
Yeah.
and that people
Right.
saw them. So I don't. At the end of the day, like yes, we
Yeah,
all
but
like.
it is important though to
Mhm,
call out, as we've always been doing,
mhm.
fuckery.
No, I think we
And
should. I think
Charles
we should.
just flat out lying. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I
Exactly.
see your back when you're leaving, you know, and he may have saw him in the hall, like you said, somebody might have said, who knows, they are here, but it's clear they didn't come to see. Look, they ain't sneaking into no country to see Charles and his
Charles.
whore mistress. Okay, let's stop that. Okay, they ain't sneaking into no fucking country to see those two. All right, so it's just sad that Harry has no parent. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
nobody who is like I'm going to put this child first. This is my child, even though he's a grown ass man. It's Charles is, I swear to God, sometimes I don't know who's worse between Charles and William. William, we know, has fell and bumped his head. He literally is like an out of control manic
Child.
boy, okay, with him. But Charles is very cunning and deceitful,
Yeah.
okay? And I feel like Harry is smart and like, look, I'm not going to get into this back and forth. I'm not going to come out and say, I didn't see him. I said what I said. I saw my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I saw
So
my
you can
grandmother, and
deduce
they know
whatever
that.
you
That's
want
why.
from that. Yeah.
Yeah, they know that, and that's they know that because they know that they don't want Harry to respond to this whole thing where they keep saying putting Charles in, but if they push Harry far enough, he will respond. You know, right now it's not affecting his work, Harry's work, and they know now, don't bring anything that would affect Harry's work. And if it's going to affect Harry's work, he's going to push back. And you know, when they try to put him in that cash for honors thing, and he's like, not today, sir and ma'am, I will drag you. And yeah, and they did. You know, so like I love Harry for that. Like, he does not play about his work, you know. And um anyway, I want to move on because I don't like talking about, I mean, we will have to talk about the island, but I do want to say that, did you notice that there was no leaks, and what household was not mentioned in any of this? Because there's no leaks. It tells you everything that you guys need to know from the last however many years, that where the leaks are coming from. You
Yeah.
know,
But
like,
I'm going to reiterate that also tells me even more that not just that it's Will and Kate, but that Clarence House didn't know either because they
yeah,
absolutely would have leaked it.
they would have, yeah, they would have leaked it. And even, I don't even know if people in Buckingham, like more people knew in Buckingham Palace. Like, I think it was one of those where like almost Harry had to like call her on the way, like, we're here, we're coming to see you.
Yeah, I don't think it was something planned like everybody thinks, like I'm coming, other than, maybe uh what's her name? Eugenie had something to do with it, and fuck her too still, but whatever. That she may have helped, but I think like you said, it was a layover. I think they clearly, to the extent like she made sure she wasn't at that service or whatever, their
Hmm.
Easter service, and that she was probably alone. Whatever is, like you said, it came.
You're breaking up. Can anyone hear Miss Hesterpayne? Can anyone hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'll keep talking, and then I'll text her and let her know that she's broken up, because usually it's me that get lost. All right, I just texted her to let her know that she's breaking up. All right, so at the end of the day, like, I don't know, these people, I'm just so tired of them. Like, I feel like I'm weirded out whenever I talk about them. Like, my skin crawls, and I just let me stop. Let me stop. Okay, so Miss Spring's trying to return. Let me remove her, and then let's see. No, just keep from studio. Okay, there we go. All right, Miss Spring is back.
Sorry. I was just agreeing with you that I don't think the visit was planned like weeks in advance. I think it had to come together. very, very quickly the same day of, or it would have leaked.
Yeah, and also they would have prevented him from, because all the story, all the stories that people are seeing now, all the stuff that's coming back and forth and blah blah blah, it would have they would have they they would they would have found a way to like make a spectacle of it, right? And they would have found a way to like, it wouldn't have worked. So it had to be something. Maybe Eugenie put it on her diary, like she was coming to see. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I don't, I just don't. But I just feel like the Queen obviously wants to see Harry, and at the end of the day, um, she like her people would have gotten in the way of it, and they would have made it more of a spectacle than anything else. And look at this, people, right? Look at this. They was asking. This is Daily Mail, obsessed with Harry and Meghan, asking, "Oh, did you see Harry and Meghan?" Like Harry and Meghan pulled off. I don't know. Yes, pulled off the heist. Like they did it. They did it perfectly, and they're mad. I mean, the British press was at Windsor, and they didn't even see them. Just think about that. The British press was at Windsor, and they didn't even see them. They didn't see them. So anyway, let's move on. MsHesterpayne is gone again. All right. I wanted to point something out. I wanted to point something out that something that I didn't point Meghan. They actually, one thing I do want to point out, they actually gave grants to 4 different organizations, news media organizations. Is like URL that media, another organization. They gave 4 grants to people, and I'm trying to find the information about that because I feel like, oh yeah, investing in a better online world, and is investing in a better online, more positive online space, and then blah blah blah. Let me try to find the information for this because our social media managers posted about it, but I can't find all the information right this second. But and also Google selected Arch on Travelers for the emission data flight on searches. So like Travelers is going to do Travelers is going to be the one that is doing all the emission data. So like when you search on Google and you find flights that and what the emission data is, Travelers is going to be the ones behind that for Google, which is a good thing. So is there a picture on the screen? Somebody's asking, is there a picture on the screen? No, can you see what I put up? Let me make sure that you guys can see because I'm making fun of the British press. So let me know if you guys see that. What I'm making fun of the British press. All right, guys. Let me move on because there's a lot. Yeah, Harry and Meghan are doing the work that matters, and that's what's important. That's what I'm just trying to get at. At the end of the day, all the spinning that we're seeing, all the spin that we're seeing from people about this visit, it's irrelevant because um we know that Harry and Meghan, like we have to trust. Like the thing about it is that Harry and Meghan released a statement. We go based on that, and that's it. So yeah. Anyway, the Daily Mail is pissed. Whatever. Now let's move on to Invictus games because that's really what I want to talk about, and all this other stuff is just like, I mean, I like laughing at these people, but. Like we have things to talk about. So let's talk about Invictus games. And oh my goodness, guys, the Invictus games, like our babe, like when I saw Meghan, baby, I was like, girl, I see why that man is married to you, and he's like literally so protective of you because she's just so freaking beautiful. That girl, like Meghan, is just so beautiful. And we were taking polls on how many times I would cry throughout this week. I would say, Professor, I have out cried the amount of times that you put down as me crying. I have probably cried more than 25 times already. I mean, yesterday alone was emotional for me. Seeing Meghan cry, and I just my baby, she was so cute. And I have to say, like, first of all, can we shout out the fact that Team Ukraine made it there? Team Ukraine made it, guys. Like, I don't think you guys understand just how incredible that is. Like, the amount of work that it took for Team Ukraine to be able to make it to Invictus. And all of the squaddies, I want to give a shout out to every single squaddie, even the ones that I don't like, who are out there supporting the Invictus games, because like, you guys are the real ones. You guys deserve all of your flowers. And I'm just happy that after 2 years of this, that we're able to kind of, these games are able to go on. Meghan was crying because she was proud of her husband and these men and women who came up here, and they're just showing up and showing out. And I want to start from the beginning. The first day they went to meet up with Team Ukraine and the US embassy. They went to the US embassy and they met up with the presidential delegation with Pete Buttigieg. I can never pronounce Mayor Pete's name, so excuse me, and I'm sorry for people who will be upset with me for not being able to pronounce his name properly. But they went to meet up with the U.S. delegation, and can we say shout out to the U.S. government, the amount of care that the U.S. government shows for our veterans. The amount of care, love, and support that they show to our veterans, because there's all kinds of stuff. There's a presidential coin. There's all kinds of stuff that the U.S. government is providing to people to just to kind of celebrate this moment. And I have to say, Joe Biden is a class act, and I just love it. Like, the care and support. The care and support is, I'm just going to keep saying it, the care and support that the U.S. government has shown. So let me find Pete Buttigieg, because for some reason I didn't upload a picture of them with them, but they went to visit them. Where is this picture? Why can't I find it? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this picture so I can, because I have it uploaded, but for some reason I don't have it in here. Hold on, let me find it. MsHesterpayne is trying to come back in. Hold on, guys. There's a lot going on. I see. Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry that I'm trying to do a lot of things at the same time.
Can
So
you
I'm
guys hear
sorry.
me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can hear you now. We can hear you better
Yeah.
now.
All right.
Mrs.
I
Spring,
don't know what's going on.
can you talk to them about Invictus games, like just from the beginning, because I'm trying to find something and I can't.
Okay.
I can't focus. I can't really focus about.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. So I right now I was just talking about how awesome it was that the Biden administration, just like the support that the U.S. is giving to not just the U.S. Team, but to all of the team, but particularly the care and support that the U.S. government has been showing Team Ukraine. But let me go find this stuff. I'm gonna mute a bit. Just talk, you don't have to talk about that, but just talk about what you
Yeah.
observed so far.
Okay. So I'm going to start on a rather shallow note by talking about Meghan's clothing, because in the past, before the Oprah interview, where we understood, first of all, Meghan was, financing her own wardrobe, that she had no stylist help, that she had been told to um, be less than her whole self. I was someone who was honestly very critical of the way she dressed. Like, I was underwhelmed. And it's interesting because I was underwhelmed at that moment. But it's like when I look back on stuff now, and I'll be like, that was actually cute. or that was really stylish. But at that moment, it's like when that day came and she came out, and you would be like, oh, or I would be like that anyway. Kind of like, is that what she's wearing? Not because I wanted her to wear those fuddy-duddy Nanny McPhee type clothing, but because, like on Suits, she was so stylish. Admittedly, obviously, there's, a costume person working on the show. But I've come to realize, like, when a few years ago, if Meghan would have come out in that white suit, everything would have been, from me, like, I would have immediately started looking for flaws, criticizing. But I've come to appreciate that the thing about Meghan, and she's far more than her wardrobe, but at the same time, the way she wears clothes, it's clear, like, especially now that she has those shackles off, even when she had them on, she always dressed in a way that felt true to who she was. Like, I cannot think of one outfit that she's worn since she's gone into the spotlight of being involved with Harry, where you felt like, okay, she's trying to dress like someone else, or she's trying to be someone else. And so I'm able to look at her now, these last few days, and it's like, this is why when people try to copy her, it's such an abject failure, because there's something so unique about what she does with clothes. And I'm not talking about the pairings. I'm talking about the way she wears them, if that makes sense. It's like, you might not want to wear it, but she's not wearing it to make you want to wear it. Like, she's not trying to be a fashion plate. She's not trying to say, which is different from saying she's not trying to be fashionable. She's not trying to say, oh, I'm going to give the girlies something to copy, or, I'm trying to look just like it looked on the runway. You get the sense she looks at something and she's like, I love that. And she just wears it. And everything she's had on up to today, to me, she's so beautiful, like, naturally. Okay, we know that. But it's like, it's just Meghan. Like, I just love it. And again, this is me. I'm not saying that you guys had this issue, but for me, it was such a change, because I look at everything she's wearing now and I think, that's so perfect for her. That's so Meghan. You can't even really describe why it looks so good, but it just does. And a part of that, I think, this, as a member of the Sussex Squad, we've been on our journey too with Harry and Meghan in a different way. Would never try to act as if what we've been through as a fandom is in any way similar to what they've been through on the front lines. But I just wanted to share that. Like, that's a journey that I've made, going from being so critical of the things that she's worn to realizing, you know what? If you're looking at her and your goal is to try to pick out what's not perfect, you're missing the point totally. So I just wanted to share
Yeah.
that Tina's looking for whatever she's looking for.
Yeah, I'm back now, and I agree wholeheartedly. Like, Meghan is just being Meghan. She's being herself, and she's not letting she's not there's no shackles on her feet. Like, she's truly free, and freedom looks good on her. And she doesn't have to, I mean, even when she was in the royal family, she still tried to be herself, but obviously they wanted her to be less than herself, and she tried to comply with that. I'm glad that she's just like, look, I am Meghan and I'm going to be Meghan. Obviously, I will respect myself, and she's always respected herself. And I love it. I love the fact that she's always respected herself, regardless of whether she was a royal or not. At the end of the day, she looks amazing, and I'm just really happy to see, like, the camaraderie and the support that these athletes are getting. Yesterday, I was reading how, like, in the volleyball team, Team Ukraine did not have enough people to play the game. So some people from, I think, the British team and the US team joined on. I mean, they're going to be competing against each other, you know what I mean? But they joined on because it's not necessarily about winning medals. Yeah, the medals are great, but these adaptive sports is to help you kind of heal through your wounds, but both mentally and physically, and to kind of feel a sense of accomplishment that you can still do the things that you could do before you either lost your arm, your foot, or like, because it's not, and this is not just like, these games is not just about people who are physically injured, it's also about people who are mentally injured. And I can't say enough. Oh, okay, but can you guys hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because Beverly says she can't hear anybody.
Yeah, someone advised her to maybe refresh. So,
Okay. Yeah, and so like, these games, and we need to kind of be focused on that. Like the premise around these games is not just on physical injuries, about mental injury, and it's also about community and about family, right? And that's why we saw images like with like these where Harry and Meghan, the kids are part of it. Like you don't see that at the Olympics, right? You don't see the kids being a part of, they have their own little Invictus stuff, and these are fun. It's a family thing, and I think it's important for us to kind of highlight that, and to
yeah,
also show that this is bigger than just like winning medals. It's about recovery. It's about these people who, a lot of them, their friends have paid the ultimate sacrifice for their own country. I mean, look at Team Ukraine. They had lost 4 of their very own, even in this current war going on in the recent weeks, And I just want to say, like, it's important for us to like make sure we remember that, because I think a lot of times, like we kind of get in too deep, and rightfully so, about some of the injustices that's happened to Harry and Meghan. But when you look at these types of things, the best thing that could have happened to Harry and Meghan, and I'm going to say this and say it over and over and over and over again, the best thing, as painful as it is to know and to see and to hear and to bear, is the best thing that could have happened to them is what happened to them. And I know that there's a lot of pain behind that, but to be honest with you, Harry and Meghan needed to thrive. This event needed to show up and show out, and they needed to come off from underneath the royal family. And I don't know how to really explain that, but they needed to come off from the royal family. And yes, the racists gave the world a gift. And like, the racists gave the world a gift, because by not accepting Meghan, by treating Meghan the way they did, by pushing Harry out because he's married to a black woman, we get to see this full. I mean, it's not that we didn't see it in the Invictus in Toronto or Australia. It's not that, but there's a different feeling to this. First of all, because of the COVID restrictions, right? And having to be delayed for 2 years, but also because in that 2 years, a lot has happened to the patron of the founder of the Invictus Games, right? A lot has happened that's helped them grow as a person and to show his true character. He's always shown his character, but he's able to speak his truth. He's able to show the world that he's going to protect his family. And Invictus Games is about family, is about a community, is about speaking your truth, is about owning yourself. And Harry is a living embodiment in everything that he has said and that he has done.
can I share a quote that someone in the comment section said? A commenter named Marshar, one soldier doesn't leave another on the battlefield alone. And that,
Exactly. Yeah.
when you were talking about the others chipping in, but I think that's such an important ethos. And it's, you know, you don't, when you see someone who needs help, you help them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's who
Mm-hmm.
Harry is. That's who Meghan is. And I actually think you're going to find other competitive sporting events like this are going to start thinking about adopting some of this, like how you have to provide for the families, because the families are the ones that these athletes could not make it here without them, like literally
Mm-hmm.
without their support. And so the fact that the Invictus Games allows you to bring 2 family members, that they provide not only accommodations for them, but things for them to do, you know, is
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's so forward thinking. And what you said about them needing to leave the royal family, you know, I was in a spaces last night. So if you were in there and you heard this, I apologize for repeating it. And, you know, I came to the same conclusion that you did, Tina. And I would never want Harry and Meghan to have gone through what they went through, especially knowing this woman was pregnant and suicidal. But the truth of the matter is, when these last 2, 3 days, watching Invictus, watching what it's become, how so many countries are involved supporting their athletes, the attention that it's getting, forgive me for saying this, I hope you don't revoke my squatty papers. I could see things from William and Kate's point of view. Okay, not saying that their jealousy, small-mindedness, racism, any of that was justified. But you look at Harry and Meghan, like, you can't compete with that. You know, even if you don't verbalize that, you know that. You look at them, the charisma, the energy, the passion that they have. Not only can you not compete with it, you don't want to. Like, you don't want to have to do what you know you would have to do to even be on the same playing field with them. So what is the option? They gotta go. You're not going anywhere. You're the heir. Okay? You're the heir's appendage. His non-eating wife. You're not going anywhere. So for them, it was like they gotta go. Nobody is saying they should have done what they did to get rid of them. But if we're honest here, they could not exist within the royal family. Not the way, and this is where I think I truly was I was seeing this other side where, and Professor tried to explain it so many times, like why Harry and Meghan were rubbing people in the establishment the wrong way, because they did not want to change. People can look at the Invictus game and say, oh, look, see, this is what the royal family, they could have modernized, and this is what the kind of events and impact they could have. They don't want to. They don't want to do this. They don't want to. Okay. Like, if you accept that, like, their goal is not really to be relevant. They actually want to be left the fuck alone. That's what they want. They want their British citizens to leave them alone. They do want to be revered, but they want to be left alone. They actually want to do whatever they want to do. How many times has it been said, William basically wants to live like a rich country man's life where he just goes, shoots, sleeps around. He doesn't want to do any, he doesn't want to have an impact. And so I was looking at Harry and Meghan, and it's like, okay, this couldn't have happened in the royal family. We wouldn't even have the Invictus that we have now, because they would have clamped down on a lot of things. Okay, they would have only allowed the Rhoda to lead the report. It would have just been a totally different event. Okay, and so yes, what happened was horrible. I wish from the beginning Harry had realized, like, there is no place for me here as the spare, because they will never let me shine, and just left sooner. But that's not what happened. And so what happened, and the best possible result is what we have now, which is, you know what? They're free. They're making their own money. They're making their own impact. They can have events the way they want to have them. They can network. They can bring in sponsors. You know, everything can go the way that they want it to go without worrying about overshadowing anyone, without stepping on anybody's toes, without anybody trying to make sure they don't outshine someone else, without worrying about when someone else is scheduling something. They probably wouldn't even have let them have it this year because of the fucking dumbass Jubilee. Everything happens for a reason. That sounds very trite, but I think if you look back over your life, you know, things have happened to bring you to the point that you're at right now, good or bad. And so, you know, it's like, I get it, Kate and William, I get it. You feared what we have seen this week. You knew that this is what it was going to be. And you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to put forth that effort. I can't put forth that effort. I don't know how. Can Kate even speak in English? I don't think we have proof of that yet. So they had to go. And, it's like when you were saying, Tina, at the beginning, you were like, kind of the vibe I was getting, like, I'm just done with the British royal family. I'm bored of them. I don't want to talk about them anymore. That was me these last few days. It's like a release. Like, yeah, I still hate them. I think they're horrible people, but it's almost like not with the same passion, because it's like, okay, like this is over. We're really in a different chapter now, and let's just move forward.
Yeah. I mean, I'm bored of these people, to be honest with you. I'm just tired of them. And, like Harry talked about yesterday, um, he said something that was pretty interesting. He said something about character, right? And, like, this just proves your character, and it shows just the team's, not just like um the team spirit, the ability to want to compete, to really want to put yourself out there and to overcome your adversity. That's your character, but also just to be a decent person and to come together and support each other and have your family there. So there's a lot of, like, I don't know if people got, there's a 5-minute speech, and I don't want to put it up, mainly because copyright infringement, and
Yeah.
I want to be able to give those channels who got the speech their flowers. People need to go listen to them. Some squaddies got it, and I have videos. Actually, we have squaddies on the ground who are sending us videos and everything. And yesterday I was out celebrating, and so I didn't have time. I was going to do a wrap up for each day of the Invictus, but I didn't get a chance to do that. But some squaddies basically send me videos and stuff. So maybe I'll put something together and put it up here, because I know that that's from squaddies and they've given us the permission to use the data. But, at the end of the day, one thing Harry talked about yesterday that I thought was pretty cute, obviously, he asked Archie what he wants to be, and Archie, said a bunch of different things. And he said at the end of the day, this kid, knows that he wants to be a contributing member of society, blah, blah, blah. But one thing that I thought was really cute, and I felt, and somebody actually mentioned this on the podcast as well. Not on the podcast, but on the timeline, saying, can you imagine Archie is like, he's asking Archie what he wants to be when he grows up. Harry probably never got asked what he wants to be when he grows up. Like, Harry probably was never asked what does he want to be when he grows up. And here he is now, he's able to ask his child, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you envision? Do you know how powerful that is? Do people understand just how powerful that is? Like, I cried. When I tell you guys, I was in an Uber when Harry was giving his speech, and I was listening to it in the headphones. I literally cried like a little bitch that I am, and just like, it was just emotional for me just to hear him know that he asked his son, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Because Harry was probably never asked that, and
You're right.
that's
It's something
important.
that the rest of us just take for granted. Every kid is asked that. Every kid. You're
Yeah,
right. It's something that is so basic. And that's what he wanted when he said, my kid's not being raised like that. And it's amazing. I would love someday if, I probably won't be alive then, but if Archie took over Invictus, if one of his kids, took it over when, Harry's too old to do it anymore. It's amazing the legacy that they're leaving. I can't even imagine like how their kids will feel when they understand what their parents did, like how brave they were, what they put up with, how they never gave up, and
hmm
how they're able to come out on the other side. And they did it for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly believe that I know they were like half in, half out trying this, but I truly believe the breaking point was like they did not want their kid to grow up in that kind
yeah,
of environment, you know?
yeah,
It's
yeah. It was
amazing.
just Yeah, it's amazing, and I just want to say shout out to all of the athletes who are competing, and we see you, we support you, and I want to say shout out to the Sussex squad guys. Remember that time we did that squadathon for 12 hours and raised over $24,000 in 12 hours? Shout out to you because that money is helping put this on. Okay, shout out to you guys too. Like we are part of that family, by the way that we've supported and always, kind of big up anything Harry and Meghan are doing. But in addition to that, that we've supported former service members or injured service members around the world so that their family can come up with them. Like you can bring your family with you, and those donations that we did is helping all of that. And I just want to say thank you to the squad because I think that we don't say enough, like just the way that we've also embodied the ethos of Harry and Meghan. People can say whatever they want to say about us as the squad, but we've embodied their ethos. We've supported, we've been there. I mean, there are about 17 squaddies who are there right now that I know of. Okay, supporting, buying tickets, buying t-shirts, buying this. And to be honest with you, it's invaluable, that support. And seeing these people, like I know that I helped with that. I helped support this. I helped them be able to buy the tents because I donated. Everyone, give yourself a round of applause. You know, give yourself a round of applause. Why do we care about what the UK press? We need to get out of the UK. We need to stop. Stop. We don't care. I love you all, but we don't care if the UK press are doing short stories about the Invictus athletes or not, or whatever. We need to we need to remove ourselves from the mental prison in which the UK press has put us in. I know that people want to see them be decent. They will never be decent. They will never stop talking about Harry and Meghan in a negative way. They will never focus on anything positive that Harry and Meghan are doing. And we have, as a group of people, um, we as a group of people have to stop really trying to get these people to how do I say it? Like we have to stop talking about them. Like we have to stop wondering what are they doing and stuff. Like we really need to stop. I love you guys. I think you guys are great, but we have to get out of, I hate these people. And I hate when people mention them in context of the work that Harry and Meghan are doing, and oh, did they like it gives me pick me vibes, and we need to stop. Sorry. It gives me pick me. Like
My view of that. I think there's a difference between wanting them to acknowledge Harry and Meghan or some way, or admit kind of what they're doing or give them positive coverage, and
mhm.
taking delight in mocking and ridiculing them, which I
Yeah,
personally
no.
refuse to stop doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna keep mocking and ridiculing them, but asking, oh, did they highlight what Harry and Meghan did, and or like did they highlight people? Here is an example of what I'm trying to say because I think it's important for me to explain myself because when I go off on this tirade, people probably think Tina is crazy. All right, so one of the derangers asked Palmer, I would personally really like to know information on some of the athletes. Can we do spotlights on some of the competitors, please? Richard Palmer responded, I think one of the results of Harry quitting his senior royal roles and his unfortunate attitude towards the UK media is that it causes the causes that he espouses will get less publicity in Britain, no matter how wordy they are. So they're saying that they will punish. Their way of punishing, they thinking they're punishing Harry, is to punish their injured veterans by not even highlighting the things that they're doing. Every country out there, every single country out there, right? Their president, their prime minister, whatever, South Korea, even the president of Ukraine in the middle of a war, in the middle of a war, had time to address his veterans, to show love. I mean, Joe Biden, like, so the whole establishment, not just the British media, but the whole establishment, down to the royal family, these people fought for Queen and country, Queen and country, and the Queen of England cannot send a message of support to her fallen people who fought in her name. This is how petty they are. So for us to ask whether or not they're going to highlight these people is not a problem that we can be a part of. Okay, now dragging the British media, yes, I'm gonna drag them always, but I'm not about to ask them to do anything, because again, they need to continue to show their asses. They look like fools. Okay, like, look at the American delegation sending, like, people. Look at the coin. This is the president 2022 presidential delegation Invictus Games, and Joe Biden's name is signed on this. Okay, the UK is not doing that for their men and women who served their country without fear. And some of these people's friends and family paid the ultimate sacrifice. That means they came back home in a box, flag draped box. Some of them have died since they came back home because of the traumatic events that they experienced during the war. And the UK press, the UK royal family, the UK government have decided, because they hate a black woman so much, and one of their own married a black woman, they hate her so much that they will punish people who fought for Queen and country by not even acknowledging that they exist. So asking them to do the right thing, and are they going to highlight specific athletes? It's a non-starter. If they do it, they do it, fine. But that's none of our business. We're going to highlight them. We will highlight them. And that's the thing that I'm trying to say. You know, like, Harry and Meghan are beyond this anymore. They're done. Okay, they're done. Harry and Meghan are done. They're working hard. They're moved on from any of this acceptance from these people. And I want us to move on from it as well. I want us to move on from it. When the United States president and other countries, the French president, every country in the world is behind their athletes and openly showing love and all this stuff. And we get this is what a member of the British press said, that because the causes that he espouses would get less publicity in Britain, no matter how wordy they are. Can you imagine? Just think about that. Because the person they're trying to blank also served 10 years in that military for Queen and country, went to two wars twice in Afghanistan. And this is how,
Well, let me
guys.
tell you, every time I see them with their little fake Toys R Us medals on, they're gonna get
Mhm.
called out. You're gonna stand there with your fake ass medals on your uniforms, like you're military, but you
Yeah,
can't support your own veterans. Okay.
yeah. Exactly. They don't need to be, the fact that they need to be scolded to, like, support their veterans says everything that we like. It's shameful. And we have to just move on. I love every single one of you guys, but let's move on from the British press, because these people, they own that whole country. And that until people realize that these people are awful, um I don't know. Who is this oral person? I don't know. Are you a squaddie? I don't think that's a squaddie. I think this person is a deranger. Or you might want to explain yourself before you get blocked. So if oral rest repo, if that person is oh, okay, those people are not out. Yeah. Yeah, Susie Q is a squaddie, but I don't know who this oral rest whatever Oh, Oro is good. Okay, good. Oro, okay. Sorry, I hadn't seen your name before, because the ones I've seen their name. No. Aqua, leave her alone. Aqua is my personal assistant. She will come at you. Okay. All right, Oro. Good. I wanted her to respond before we blocked her. All right, good. All right. Oro is a squaddie. Oro is a squaddie. Don't block her. Don't block her. Yeah, that's why I said please respond, so that we can before, because real quick here. And I have made it where you just can't comment on this live chat. You have to be a subscriber of the live chat. That's a lot of the changes that we've made, and we've made that change before, because knowing people at YouTube and talking to them about how we can keep our channel safe in our community. Those were the things that they kind of gave us to kind of help keep our community safe. But in addition to that, we've done extra stuff this past on Thursday. So Aura, I'm sorry. We love you. We love you. Welcome, sis. Aura, Aura is a cool name too. Yeah. Yeah, the world is watching. And I have to say, like, look at this. This is an example of the British press are not afraid to say this stuff openly. They're not afraid to.
Well, we got to give a special shout out to Dickhead, because he's always spilling the beanos.
I love
Him
it.
in particular, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck, and
Yeah.
he will tell stuff that the other reporters know but won't always openly say.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he like 85 or some shit? He's really old. When they get that age, they don't care. So he's always like, actually, when he dies, let's give him an honorary stomp, because he's helped the squaddie out a couple times. Not
Yeah.
that he wanted to. Okay, that wasn't his intention, but he's always sticking his foot in his mouth and telling the truth, which is, like you said, basically, we're mad, we're throwing a tantrum, and because Harry doesn't like us and talks trash about us, we're not going to support or cover any of his events, which is a fucking lie, because we see who's over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The fact that you don't write about it in your newspaper that people use, as toilet paper, literally, nobody cares. Like, does anybody know Dickhead Palmer? Is his byline important? If it weren't for the squaddies, would anybody know him really? Like, we're the only people who even know him. Squaddies and derangers. Nobody else knows him. So we don't care if he covers them or not. But he's speaking, this is part of the invisible contract that Harry's talking about.
Mhm.
You don't suck up to them, you will pay the price. And they've said that. But what they don't get is, when you were naming those other countries, Tina, you're talking about the US,
Mhm.
France, all these other countries. The UK is not some world superpower. Like, I don't
They're
know
not.
who needs to tell them that. Like,
Yeah.
you're basically, if it wasn't for the fact that you used to hold all these colonies, like, you would be one of those countries on a map that nobody would know how to identify, other than if they were taking a geography course. Like,
Yeah.
I hate to tell that to you, because I know we have some wonderful, UK squaddies, but your country is not big time. You're not a big player, okay?
Yeah.
You're not. And so this idea that your media is super powerful is not true. It's widely considered to be trash media. When people talk about the UK media, that's what they mean. Like, if someone says, "Oh, they're, the British media," that's what it means. Like, you're not considered serious journalism, okay? So, like, sit on that and spin. So their idea that they're punishing Harry is really funny. You're not. Nobody gives a shit.
It's crazy. Like, I'm just happy that Harry got his family out of that mess, because they needed to be out of there. There was no need for his family to be a part of this. Like, as in his kids, his wife, and he's out of there. So anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on.
So yeah, let's move on, because I just get so annoyed with these people. But
Yeah.
Harry and Meghan, Meghan look that white suit. We've not talked about the white suit. I mean, we kind of mentioned it, but we really didn't talk about it like the way I want us to. But I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I gotta tell
Like
you,
that.
I'm not a jealous-hearted woman. Like, I really am not. I'm not someone who ever looks at someone's like, hey, I wish I looked like her. I can certainly appreciate, like, wow, this person's really pretty. This person's really beautiful. Meghan, like, I have not seen a bad picture of this woman. Like,
Yeah.
and she's not like the most beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something about her though. When you see her, you're like, my God, like she is
Yeah.
just so damn pretty. I know that Harry, look, we said this before. I'm sorry. Like, Harry is so blessed. He must have we know he has a wonderful personality. He's tall, which, fellas don't like to hear this, but that goes a long way. He he is really fortunate that Meghan, but Meghan likes ugly men. We can look at those she dated. She seems to not have a problem with the way you look. Wow. Like she is just like breathtaking. Just like wow. This is like such a pretty woman. And seeing her happy, it just adds
Yeah.
another level to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I'm just I see like seeing her happy, seeing Harry happy. Like they just look like they're just relieved to be out of this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like they look happy, and that's what I always wanted for them. Like look at her, a pink. Look at that. Like she looked good. And there's one where Harry was like hugging her. Like I love them. Like guys, I'm in love with these two, and I can't stop standing. I cannot stop like just looking at them and just wishing the very best for them because they deserve it and more. And the work that they're doing is really important, and I'm thankful that they're no longer in the mess that they were in with this family. Oh, can we talk about when Meghan gave her coat to the lady whose baby, like she had her baby, she was wearing her baby on her chest, and it was cold. So then and this is it right here.
Yeah,
So
Meghan
this
let her.
and Meghan took off her coat to like make sure that lady can cover her daughter, her child. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I remember this. I remember one time when Meghan, what am I trying to say? When Meghan, there was a little kid. There was a little kid whose hands were. Oh no, it was on a walkabout, and she was walking about. And this girl, like, she shook Meghan's hands, and Meghan was like, "Oh, you know, like you're cold." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm really cold." And Meghan put her hand in her pocket and gave her like a hand warmer. You know, that's who Meghan is. This is who they try to make her out to be something she's not, but this is who Meghan is. You know, it's just crazy. Like everyone else, I mean, these people always try to tell us all kinds of stuff about Harry and Meghan, like they know them, but Harry and Meghan are nothing but just who they are. You know, just look at how they're just interacting with people in this games. They are like playing with the kids. I mean, look at that, mom and dad. Look at mom and dad.
Yeah. And can I say, motherhood looks
Oh,
really
the
good on
kids.
Meghan.
Mhm.
Meghan, a lot of these actresses, I understand they're worried about what the camera, how they look on camera. Meghan looks amazing.
Mhm.
Like her face is fuller. She got a little bit of boobs. She got a little bit of butt. It's like she looks lush. Like she
Mhm.
looks even prettier than she was before. I remember reading an article pre-Harry, and she was saying like she drank like hot lemon water for breakfast. It's like
Yes.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. So
So,
it's good. It's good for your digestion, actually.
yeah, but we all know actresses like they try not to eat that much, and so she just looks amazing to me in everything that she wears. It's the happiness glow, but I think it's the the mommy glow as well. I think she
Exactly.
did.
Lily did her job. She like finished what Archie had started. And
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, Lily, you did that, girl. You really did that. Like you finished whatever Archie started. And boy, you did a good job. Thank you, Archie, and thank you and Lily. Like they look good. Like you could just see the glow in them and just how um I love them. I'm looking for a picture. That's why I'm like talking. I keep talking in circles because I'm looking for a specific picture that I really like of Meghan when she gave her coat to that to the lady. Oh, there it is. I was looking for it. So this is it right here where Meghan gave her coat to that lady, and then we see the lady covering her child. That's a human being. That's what normal people do. Okay. Megan could have kept that coat on, like, oh well, this is part of my style. I don't want to mess up my style. But no, this is what human beings do. And that's why I will forever stand this lady. Forever. And look at the carnival of so-called experts, Chris Ship and all those people, like he's all there. He wasn't there, then he's there. It's like whatever. Bye. Bye, Chris.
I don't believe for one second that he wasn't planning to be there from the whole beginning.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was.
From the
I'm sure it
beginning.
was.
Okay. They were going to be there no matter what. So they just don't want to admit it because these are the people who tried to act like, Harry and Meghan were making the worst decision in the world when they left uh, the royal
The
family.
royal family, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, look at this. And then Harry and Meghan hugged this person afterwards, and Chris Ship is tweeting like, "Oh, Harry and Meghan hugged somebody with a Union Jack." Like they really want to be acknowledged so bad.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Don't you know that meme with Jocelyn that's like, "Ho, why is you here?" That's all I think about when I see pictures of Chris Ship. Why is you here,
Why
Ho?
are you here?
You don't right.
You told us Wednesday, and Wednesday is 2 years ago, and you're still here. You told us you were done with them. Why are you here? Look at Harry and Meghan. Just like you said, you would stop covering them. So why are you here?
But I love that they're out in the mix with the hoi polloi. Like you don't have any special access to
Access,
them.
yeah. That's why they're mad about the Netflix. Oh God, can we talk about just how? So they've moved on from Harry and Meghan should stop over and see the Queen, and since that's happened, and they don't have something to beat them over, now they're talking. They are obsessed with the Netflix stuff. It's so funny to me. Like,
I'm actually really excited about this Netflix documentary. I
me
can't
too.
wait to see it.
If you notice, they weren't obsessed about it when it was announced, but now that they don't have something to beat them over the head with, they're now obsessed over it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But anyway, did you guys see Daily Mail stalking squaddies and asking for their videos? Did
Yeah,
you
can
guys
I
see
just
that?
say that Tina isn't in here? Are you dumb? It's like no squatty would ever give you anything.
Yeah, yeah. So this lady posted this, and then they're like, "Hi, T-Pen, I'm contacting you from Daily Mail online video." And she's like, "Thank you for asking, but no, no, those moments are too precious, and knowing you'll ruin everything." She says, "No, you guys are awful." Like it's funny to me. But anyway, I don't know what else do people want us to talk about because I
Let
mean,
me talk. This is kind of related to the Netflix um, documentary, but just in a bigger way. People need
what you
to
saying?
stop. So this is, I guess you could say, it's related to Netflix, Spotify, all this. But people need to really stop trying to. It irks me, and I know it's the haters who do this, who try to act like Harry and Meghan should not profit from anything. Okay.
Even squaddies do this. Like I mean, they
Oh,
look
I
at
know.
what people
Oh, well,
do
it'd
to
be
us.
nice if they could give. Well, they should donate. But fuck that. You need money to pay bills. They weren't. We can see only Harry was even being supported when they were in the royal family. Meghan was
Mm-hmm.
getting nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so They have every right to earn money. Don't worry about where her clothes come from, bitch. Okay? She can pay for them if she wants. She probably is not paying for them though. I'm sure she gets sent plenty of things. If we see the average freaking Instagram influencer getting sent free things, if you think Meghan is not getting it, and it's none of your business if she is or isn't because she's private. And let me also say, don't try to figure out their salaries. Okay, salaries are for poor people like me. When you're at their level, you get stock options, okay? Like, it does not matter. It's very easy if you hear them say, oh, they're not being paid. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? They're getting paid in other ways. They're making money you don't even know about. When you hear about Better Up, and how their company is growing in valuation, which frankly has exploded since Harry joined, it's like, please believe the money he's getting, you're not seeing. You're not going to find that on a 990, okay? So don't even try to figure it out. They're dealing with dollar signs that you don't know nothing about, okay? So sit and do your little tabulations. You're still missing the point, all right? They are sitting quite lovely right now.
Yeah.
They are making plenty of money to sustain their lifestyle. They can give, okay? I don't know what the British system is like, but in this country, it benefits you when you make those kind of dollars to give. That's called a tax write off, okay? So don't bother your little brains. Don't try to figure out what you think they're making, what you think they could make, what you think they should make, what you think they should do with their money. It's not your concern. But let me tell you that it's a lot of dollar signs going into their account. Okay.
Yeah.
They are not even probably living off the principal money that they're getting. Okay. I'm sure most of it is deferred, again, for tax purposes. You don't know nothing about that over in Britain because y'all give your tax money away to the royal family like dummies. Don't try to understand what you can't. One thing that has been made really clear with Harry and Meghan coming to the US is how little British people actually know about the US. Like, they don't understand anything about how we operate, nothing. So when you hear them trying to like make their wild speculations about Harry and Meghan, especially their finances, you're like, they are so far off the mark. Like, it's
Yeah.
just so not worth their time to try to figure that out.
Yeah. I love them. I'm happy. And I wanted to bring our attention to this. First of all, like another thing, and Professor, I'm glad that Professor mentioned this, and that's why I kept it up here. Like, how are they supposed to pay for all that security? The reason why I hyperventilate about what Harry and Meghan make and how they're paying for, like, how much money they're paid for this and that, is because they want to put Harry and Meghan in a situation where they would have no choice but to come back into that wretched family and be a slave to William and Kate. And so that's why they try to do the bullying claim. We've talked about it to a large extent. The bullying claim was to get companies to not work with them and to kind of, put them in a situation where they would have to come back, and they would have to, Meghan will, will not feel safe, or children will not feel safe, and they will be treated like pariahs. But with Harry and Meghan thriving, and people still want, and it goes back to what MsHesterpayne was saying, that they don't understand how we work in America. The fact that we like the underdog here. We like the underdog here, and we see that they didn't do anything wrong. And they don't understand that we would always support people who did not do anything wrong and who are being treated like, can you imagine a 1,000-year institution who is throwing its weight, in a whole country that was once an empire, and the media in that whole country throwing its weight around against a Black woman? And you think that a country that has 300 million people, and we have a lot of shit going on, that that's going to be our sole focus? Like, no, we're not insular, we're not a monolith, we're not like a homogeny. Like, we can think for ourselves. And in this situation, that's why they're mad, is because they, going back to what Professor said, How they're supposed to pay for security. They want to put them in a situation where they can't afford to pay for their own security. That's why they continue to foment all of this hate. They keep continuing to push all of this hate against them because they want to make it unattainable for them to be safe. And that's why I can almost guarantee you they're pissed that YouTube and these articles are being written about just how badly they're being treated. They're pissed about the Boozy reports, and even though I don't like her, Ellie All, and all those people, like all that stuff is being shared around the world, and people are seeing how Harry and Meghan are treated. Like, people are openly saying right now, like, Invictus is so successful. Like, look at Patricia Arquette yesterday. She was dragging so many people on Twitter yesterday. Did you guys see Patricia Arquette dragging people on Twitter yesterday? And she was just going out like dragging people all day yesterday. It was hilarious. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of it, because I thought I had uploaded a screenshot of her dragging people, but I may not have. She was just dragging people. She was like, "No, you're wrong." And this dress is so, because they were trying to like talk shit about Meghan. She's like, "No, the dress is sold out." Let me see if I can find it. But it was just cool. Like, the people who were speaking out, and they see what happened to Harry and Meghan. And even, can we talk about the failed tour? Did we talk about that tour? Is this it? Hold on, let me see. Sorry guys, I can't really see what I'm putting up. Yeah, I can't find it. But anyway, Patricia Arquette, she was just dragging people on Twitter every day. That's all these people. They're really like upset because they can't, the narrative that they've had this whole time about Harry and Meghan is no longer that narrative that they can stand behind, because people are like calling them out on it, and they don't like that. They don't like the fact that they're being called out on this. So, it's just crazy to me. Like, I'm tired of everything, but I'm happy that Harry and Meghan are doing great, and that they're going to be happy. They're going to be happy, and that's all that matters. Like, Harry and Meghan they're doing what needs to be done. What they're doing is what should have been done. Hi, Special K. Have you been consistent? Have you been putting out videos? I haven't checked. So anyway, what else do we want to talk about?
Yeah, you asked if we talked about
Is V here? Oh, that's V Brain. Okay. Go ahead, MsHesterpayne.
No, you had asked if we had talked about the Colonial tour, and I don't think so, because I know Sussex Squad generally does not get together to talk about anything that those two do. And I feel like the less said about that, the better. It was just, I just appreciate the unexpected entertainment, because I had no plans of paying any attention to it whatsoever. But that, wow, what can you say about that?
I think my favorite part was Andrew, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, basically calling them in, wouldn't even let them sit down, and just fired them and said, "Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on." And that, for me, was like the highlight of the whole thing. Like, and it's so funny that the British press are blaming us for. I'm like, the power that you give us. The power that you give us is just like the tour. Like, at the end of the day, that tour signifies the beginning of the end, and it was the best thing. They try to blame the squad. It's like, okay, so you guys try to relegate us to bots and everything, but all of a sudden we have enough power to get the whole world talking about this colonial like thing. Like, no one, is it the Sussex Squad that made Kate and William stand on the other side of a fence and reaching out to kids behind the fence instead of coming around? And they try to say, "Oh, well, Raheem Sterling did it." They don't understand that Raheem Sterling and Kate and William are two different things.
Right.
Kate and William are examples, and they're there as white people whose family colonized that country, that
Yeah.
whose family wealth is based on wealth that they derive from that country. Raheem Sterling is a Jamaican descent. He's one of them. He can reach out to them from behind the fence. It's just like how white people can't say the N word.
Right. Exactly.
It's
It's not the
literally,
same.
yeah, like it's literally like how black people can say the N word, but white people can't. And that's the same thing. It's like the optics look bad. And they can sit there and blame everyone and say, oh, that's not the whatever. The point is these people are like, let me tell you this. If I were Kate and William, if I were the same person, Tina, but I was white and I'm in a colonizer family, there's no way, if I'm aware of the world, there's no way I would have reached out to anybody from behind the fence. I would have gone around and get the kids to come around me and give me a hug or whatever, instead of reaching out through a fence.
But
And
you know what? That also, you have to have good people who work with you.
exactly,
You know, if
exactly.
you don't have, obviously, I'm Black, and you know, I support a high profile individual
Mm-hmm,
at my university who is white. Okay.
mm-hmm,
And this person is aware to a certain extent that when things happen, you know, that they check in like, okay, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. How should I handle this? Or sometimes they may be saying something to me and I'll say, don't say that to anybody
mm-hmm.
else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it's like, this is how this is going to play out if you say this. You don't want to say that. Don't say that. You need somebody on your team. If you don't have that awareness, you need somebody whose job it is, especially if your survival is very much dependent in many ways on public relations.
mm-hmm.
You need somebody who has your back and who also can see things that you cannot see.
Yeah,
But William, as we know, his arrogance, he literally thinks there is nobody smarter, better, more knowledgeable than him. He thinks
yeah,
he's a fucking genius. Okay. He's not even a baby genius. It's like, you're an idiot.
yeah,
Okay. So they go into that situation and they don't have any humanity. Okay. I'm not, you know, like these are a sea of Black kids. Okay, you're reaching through a fence like they're fucking animals. Like Kate and William, you guys have fucking kids, you two fucking idiots. Do you think it's okay to dehumanize people, but you want to be separated from them by a fence? Like, you don't get that? You shouldn't even need someone to say, hey, this isn't cool. It should be
yeah,
like, you know what? Is there a way we can engage with their kids? What the fuck do you think they're gonna do with you? Okay. You know, you don't have people out here making racist threats against your life. Okay. It's like, why do you need to be separated by a fence? But they think that's okay because they actually don't want to have that kind of direct engagement. We see
yeah,
what happened when someone tried to reach out to Kate and shake her hand. This
yeah,
bitch act like she was gonna catch cooties or something. Like the
yeah,
Black was gonna rub off on her. Like they don't have that innate decency, that humanity. They don't see other people that way. Okay. And it's weird to me because yeah, Kate grew up privileged to a certain extent,
yeah,
but she didn't grow up in these rarefied airs. So the fact that she retains none of that and she didn't get married, wasn't she like almost 30? It's not like you can say, oh, well, she's always grown up like this. Or they just don't have that. And we know they have no people of color on their team. We know that.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
so can you rent one for a week who can try to give you some pointers about going to a country where everybody doesn't look like you? But this is
yeah,
the arrogance sometimes of white people. Like they never think that they're so used to being the majority, like that they don't think they have to switch up. They don't think they have to put themselves in anybody else's place or see things through other people's eyes.
Yeah.
And Harry somehow got that, it's like, I don't know if it's because he himself was always treated as less than in his family, so that he kind of related to people who were marginalized. I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
explain it. But we saw this from when he was young. Not even, this is something that happened, say, after the military. We've seen pictures of a young Harry that seemed to feel comfortable around people who did not look like himself.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
only thinks of Black people as probably like the servants at the Kenyan properties that he goes to visit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the only way he can relate to them. So that tour was going to be a disaster. But once again, you didn't have to have a crystal ball to realize that. Everybody was saying they need to cancel. They shouldn't do it. Like, this is a bad. I saw that numerous times before the tour happened.
Yeah.
And yet, there they go. So, it was a well-deserved disaster. And it was not the squad. This was widespread, okay? This
Yeah.
was mainstream news publications. This was even their ass kissers in the media. I'm not talking the British media, because they have some American ass kissers as well, who were just like, this, they couldn't even spin it. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
like, this is not good.
And they
So,
kept saying, and even after a while, they kept saying, "Oh, it's just the online trolls, whatever," because that's what they like to blame. But it was just so clear that it wasn't. But anyway, I want to move on because I don't even like these people. I'm tired of them, and they could continue doing these tours, but at the end of the day, they are not like they. I want them to continue. I want them to continue everything that they're doing. I want Incandescent to get really mad whenever it's rejected and puts out statements and stuff like that. I want that to happen. I don't want to stop them. I want his reactions. I want her reactions. I want the palace's reaction, because it's always going to be, it's going to, until the royal family, this is the thing, until the royal family realizes that they cannot continue to the model that they've had, the soap opera that they've had, where they need to somebody, they need to put somebody down to bring somebody up, and to understand that the level of entitlement that they have for other people, like, thinking that we can send two white people who, one of them a few weeks before had said something that was really insensitive about people of color and borderline racist, if not racist. And in the process of doing so, the reporter that got a lot of attention for it is a Black woman, Jamaican Black woman, okay, who got a lot of flack for something that she repeated, because Richard Palmer, a white man, was the one who reported on this, and Nadine, a Black woman of Jamaican descent. And in a week and a half, William and Kate are going to Jamaica. How do you think that Jamaicans saw that and accept that they were going to handle that? And they keep, being in denial about stuff. They basically came after who? Nadine, Bernice King, and Omid Scobie. That's, if you go read articles, these reporters actually thought that they were going to go to Jamaica, and they were going to, like, William and Kate were going to get a good reception. Like, make it make sense. They have no foresight of anything,
but let's talk. I knew you were going to stop talking about this, but I have to bring up one point again that supports what I'm saying. After you were humiliated, okay, by, was it the Jamaican Prime Minister?
Mm-hmm.
Like, telling you to your face, your time has been wasted coming here. Their Land Rover recreation happened after that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really important to realize, because we've all made mistakes in life, but what you should be able to do is recalibrate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For them to go through with that was the part that I think was like shocking. I think even to their fans, they don't have fans. We know they have the Rangers, where it's like you basically you were humiliated,
Yeah.
and you still chose to. That's when you don't. That's no. Like, I don't believe that you just have a bad team. At that point, that's stubbornness. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because any person working for them, I refuse to believe they wouldn't be like, maybe we shouldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? That they still went through with that the next day was like breathtaking. Like, and not in a good way. It was the sheer arrogance, the tone deafness. It was like, are you fucking serious? Like, wow, that's when you know they're completely hopeless, and you haven't really seen them since, which is to everybody's betterment. Well, let me ask a question. Does anybody know, because I'm trying to figure out when we can get the Invictus games here in the United States. I know next year they're in Germany. Do we know where they are after that?
No, they're bid right now. The bid for that is going on. I think it's between New York, Vancouver, and one other place.
Okay.
So it's like the bidding is kind of like the way Olympics, they
Right,
bid for
right.
place. Yeah.
But I didn't know if they already had the next site after Germany. Well,
No.
they've already held it in Canada. So to me, Vancouver should be out. All right. Like, let's spread the wealth here.
Well, they've also done it in the U.S. The second Olympic was in Orlando. So
It was the
Mhm.
Invictus Games.
Mhm.
Oh,
The
damn.
one where the one where Harry did the thing with the Queen and says boom and the Obamas,
Oh, yes,
that was
yes, yes.
Orlando.
All right. You just like ruined that for me. Okay. Let me go sit in the corner.
I mean, doesn't mean that they can't do it in New York or whatever, but both Canada and the US have had an Invictus. So yeah. Blah blah blah. Anyone warning about this tour? Everyone was warning them about the tour. Yeah, they just didn't think that they were going to. They didn't want to. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't listen. I hope that they continue to not listen to when we say stuff online, and I hope that they continue to have all white team who don't tell them the truth. Like I want them to. I don't care about these people. Like I want them to I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I just don't care. I don't care about them. I'm tired, guys. I'm actually really, really tired. Like physically tired, just in general. Like I'm just hoping that I want to go like watch all the Invictus stuff going on. I'm going to ask again. Who
All
is
right.
what?
So,
Hold on. Dolores is asking a question. Who is Mad Wisdom in the comment? I'm trying to figure out who Mad Wisdom is. Somebody's asking who is Mad Wisdom. Yeah, Mad Wisdom. I don't even. Huh? Mad Wisdom.
well, I will say while we were looking at that, I looked it up, and it's going to be. I'm going to the next one after Germany because it's going to be in North America. So the three possible locations are New York, Seattle,
Yes.
or
Oh,
um,
Vancouver.
yeah, they're doing some kind. I think the Canada one actually would be pretty interesting because they're proposing like a blend of winter and summer, which would be
Mm-hmm.
really cool because I don't think they've done winter before. So all of those locations are within reach for me. So as soon as there are some details.
Does
If you
anyone who
guys want
knows who is Mad Wisdom? Who is Mad Wisdom?
to don't know.
Hold on. I'm Mad Wisdom. I'm probably gonna block you soon. Seattle. What is New York proposing? Yeah, Germany has Invictus 2023.
I think New York and Seattle are just proposing traditional.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
New York would be a mess with the subway, though. Honestly, I would hope that it's not there. Um, now that I'm thinking about it, I would prefer Seattle, but we'll see.
I guess Mad Wisdom is gone. So Mad Wisdom is a troll. Is that what you guys are saying? Well, I mean, people have the ranch. There are moderators in the thing, so they can handle it. I mean, it has to be a shame. Like, if you like, can you imagine Kate and William fan? They don't spend time watching Kate and William and supporting them. They would like, you have to be literally subscribed to our channel to comment, right? And you have to be, so you have to be surprised. I'm not blocking her. We have moderators, and I have to say thank you to our moderators. Like, our moderators are I've been doing a good job, but I don't know who Mad Wisdom is. So I was trying to ask, because the last time we tried to block somebody, it was actually a squaddie. So that's why I'm asking. But Mad Wisdom, I just noticed like they're being here the whole time, so I don't want to like the whole uh, conversation. So I don't want to just quickly block them. So I'm asking for them to kind of explain themselves, because it's like, you have to be subscribed to the channel. You have to have been subscribed for the last 5 weeks. So it's like, it's a lot of effort that you're doing to be a part of this. You know what I mean? So like, it's crazy. Anyway, I want to volunteer. Yes, I want to help out Cat Helen. Like, I want to help. And I just want to say, like, Sussex Squad, we did that. Like, we helped out in our own way. We donated all kinds of money to Invictus. And I really feel like we were part of that, and I really appreciate it. So, what's already on Netflix?
No, they
It's
were
not,
asking. They were asking if it was on Netflix already.
no, it's not on Netflix. It's not going to be on Netflix for a while. So,
Yes. But it's gonna be amazing once it's on there, I'm sure.
so is Mad Wisdom, hold on. Is Mad Wisdom positive, or Linda, is Mad Wisdom a good person or no? That's what I want to know. I don't want to block them unless they're not a good person. No, no, no. I don't know if they're, I mean, like, I don't think they're bad. I was asking for them to explain themselves, because I didn't and I didn't block them. I wanted to ask. I think maybe one of the was pro Sussex. Yeah. All right. Well, if they're not there, if they've been blocked, Mad Wisdom, if you've been blocked, and you're not the ranger, I'll go back through and look for you and unblock you. So I'll go back through. I'll do that. Anyway, I'm tired, guys. Like, I want to say thank you to our moderators, because I didn't even give warning that we were going to have a podcast. I kind of mentioned it on Thursday, because I told you guys we had a heads up that what YouTube was going to do. So and YouTube, we had an idea, so we had a plan of what to do. So I was online when Duchess of Success was live streaming. So I went in there and I kind of mentioned that we may have a podcast, but I didn't really commit to anything. So yeah, but anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to our moderators. Does anyone, one last time, does anyone have questions? While I'm waiting for questions, I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has donated to us. So let me start. It's Danielle Carr, Rachel Sherry, Lottie, Carol Lund, Kadi, Sheila Hilton, Nutty Doctor, J Law, Cheryl Yo, Brenda Tembo, Pinky Donaldson, Leslie Olohead, Don't Start, Ladyfoot. Thank you for donating to us, and like we really appreciate it. Like, we're like at the point where we don't do a lot of this podcast anymore. Like, and money has never been our motivation. We actually spend more than we take in, because we have social media managers we have to pay, we have tools and stuff like that. So we want to say thank you. You guys also keep these platforms, going, and support other platforms, Duchess of Sussex, Sussex Set Podcast, Special K with Megan's World, who else? Facts and Two Cents, and few other. A Duchess Like Us. I'm trying to remember, but anyway, I just want to say thank you. Just support these people because I like you guys know this podcast is probably going to end soon, and so at some point we're going to stop doing this because we just have too much going on. I'm traveling between the East and West Coast all the time. I have a lot going on in my life, and Michelle has a lot going on. MsHesterpayne has a lot going on. So we only gonna come on. We're not doing the every Sunday thing anymore. We're only gonna come on when Harry and Meghan, when we have something worthy to talk about, because there's no point in there's no need, And so I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for all of your support. Um, and keep supporting Sussex Squad, not Sussex Squad, but Harry and Meghan. Keep supporting them. Shout out to all the squaddies who are out in Netherlands right now, supporting and in person physically. Please find all of the athletes and big them up and cheer them on and just support them, because I think it's important that they know that they're seen and they're real, and that we care about them, and that their sacrifices for their countries cannot go unnoticed, and that we are invested in their improvement and their development, and that we're invested in the community. And so so I just want to say thank you for that. And also, I just want to, on a programming note, for those who probably weren't listening from the beginning, this podcast will be available for a few days and then it will be gone. So other people can get access to it, but it's only going to be available for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and then it will be gone into a special area where only certain people will have access to it. Okay. MsHesterpayne, thank you for always picking up the call for me and helping me run this podcast, because as you can see, I can't do this podcast myself. I'm a bumbly idiot when I try to do the podcast myself. We're not abandoned. Yeah, we won't abandon you guys. I promise. We're not abandoning you, but we've been saying that we were going to end this podcast since March of last year, 2021. And so we've been trying to prepare ourselves for it. And there's a level of guilt that we feel when we don't do podcasts, but we have to get out of that mindset, to be honest with you, because, we come first. Our mental health comes first. And, we're just trying to do the best we can. And I have a lot going on, and all of us, we do have a lot going on, and we want to support Harry and Meghan, and we will. But when Harry and Meghan are not out and about, and it's just like foaming at the mouth from the island, we don't care about that. Okay. And moderators, thank you so much. MsHesterpayne, thank you. Does anyone have any question? Who said? Somebody says moderators. Lady Luck, that's not us. We're not on Royal Sussex, so I don't know what's going on. So that's not Sussex Squad podcast. So our moderators here doesn't have anything to do with another account unless they are moderators on that account. Yeah. So you might, guys. So if you're blocked anywhere else, that's not something we can handle.
Yeah. Tina, somebody asked if members of your Patreon would have access to the videos.
I'm trying to figure out a way that they will. Yes. But right now, it's only the members on YouTube that can have access to it. But and certain other people. But I'm trying to figure out a mechanism in which members of our Patreon. So I'm working with YouTube on this, and we'll figure it out.
Before I go, again, I feel like this week has been a seminal week for Sussex Squad fandom. Of course, for Harry and Meghan, and Michelle is not here, but definitely Tina, for you and Michelle, starting this space where not only could we vent, but also organize, come together, strategize, have a support network of other people who were seeing what we were seeing. I feel like all of that, and I know that you and Michelle have put up with abuse, slander, everything, doxing. I feel like, and I hope you feel too, that you guys helped us all make a difference. You guys were like pioneers in this movement to organize. And this week, all the positivity, all the love, this beautiful Invictus event. I feel like you said we played a part in getting to this point where we could just have a really good week, like finally without any stress, without fighting against, outside forces. We can fight amongst each other because that's Sussex Squad. That's what makes us different. We're not like this monolith. But seriously, thank you sincerely, because I know that it has taken an emotional toll at times to do this. And so I know I speak for everybody in the audience when I say we appreciate so much what you guys have done, and know that it was not done. Somebody said something last night in the spaces about you, and she said, Tina always says this is not about just Meghan and Harry. It's about we're fighting for a bigger cause here. And that's true, but still, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. Hell, I'm trying to work something out because some people are not able to chat, and I don't know what's going on for them. So if you have to be a subscriber to our channel, and you have to have been subscribed in the last 5 weeks. So that's it. MsHesterpayne, thank you so much for that comment. And yes, we've had to deal with a lot of abuse. It's been miserable at points, but then I know why I'm here, and I know why we started this, and I refuse to let people take that away from us as a group of people. And I understand that we care about Harry and Meghan, and we care about our community, and people can say whatever they want to say about us, and yes, they're hurtful, but like Harry and Meghan, you have to just let it roll off your back and move on. And so that's what we're doing. And if people have a problem with us, they could communicate with us and say, hey, this is a problem I have. But some people choose not to, and they choose to backbite and be terrible people, and that's okay as well. And like the Invictus, we have to just come out of it and just like rise from it. And that's why you will always have me support any platform that is created to support Harry and Meghan, because we are not the end all be all for it all. Okay, but I want to say thank you to Kat Allen for donation, and also Geraldine White for being a new Sussex Squad member, podcast member on YouTube. My mother-in-law is doing great. She's healing properly. She's doing great. My husband is actually with her. Yes. So you have to be subscribed for a certain amount of time, but first, yeah, so you have to be subscribed at least for before the last 5 weeks. But you have to be subscriber. Yeah. So yes, you have to be subscribed, because that's the way to kind of cut down on trolls. If you guys notice, there are rarely any trolls on our live feed anymore. And yeah, because some people then were subscribing immediately, and they were getting access to chat to troll, and then they will unsubscribe. So we decided to make it where in every podcast we change the requirement of how long you have to be subscribed, so that people don't see it like, oh, okay, I'm going to subscribe for 5 weeks and then whatever. So anyway, I'm sorry guys if you guys, people are not getting through. I'm trying to work through it, but I know it's hard that you can't comment. And then those on Patreon, I'm trying to find a way to share with you guys the videos that all 200, the ones in the back, that previous videos, just to because yes, Patreons and our members will always have access to those, and we also have them all backed up on outside of YouTube, which we're going to probably put on our website, so separate from YouTube anyway. And we will host that too, but we're creating situations. Can you guys believe somebody of the deranged said Meghan copy? Oh no, we don't care. Anyway, I'm tired. Uplift Invictus. I want to go. I want to get up. I love you guys. Love you guys. I hope I didn't miss a question. Thanks to everybody for all the work that they're doing. And yeah, as you know, I'm excited. Let's bring this week. Let's make this week successful. And yeah, so that's about it from me. I do like this picture. I want to show this picture. The one with Meghan with the Italian flag. And then remember back when the Italians played Britain and they said, Meghan is one of us. So I love this just because, yes, she is one of them. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm sorry for those who cannot get on. All right, let me play us out. As the Duchess will always say, no bad energy. Please support Invictus. Get out there, go find pictures, post them, share them with your family, tell stories about these people, share them online, find their accounts, be sweet, be nice, be congratulatory. This is part of our community. MsHesterpayne, thank you very much. Yes. Yes, Kat, I am doing it. I am doing it. All right. We're ending. Love you guys. Bye. Bye, guys. MsHesterpayne, are you there? I don't know if she's there. All right. Let me play us out. And
Yeah, I'm here. All right.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Amaroo, Mask Lover. Yeah. Girl, you looking better than the photos. Need more of your time, so I'm watching you in slow-mo. Yeah.
Yes, guys.
Busy schedule, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to you. Yeah. I can wait till we're together. I can never get enough of you. Yeah. She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, I can give you the time of your life right now, right now. Give you the moment you never could have right now, right now. Let me in, let me in, let me in your world. Yeah, let me in, let me in, let me in your life. Yeah. Yeah. She got that vibe, she got that go-go. Oh. She mesmerized with her eyes when she's so close. Yeah. You gon' see when you get to know me. I'll be right beside you when you're lonely. How you be swinging with that body, put it on me. Woo! Won't you be the body in my story? She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, I can give you the time of your life right now, right now. Give you the moment you never could have right now, right now. Let me in, let me in, let me in your world. Yeah, let me in, let me in, let me in your life. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye.